You're listening to the Twin Cities hit show.
Okay, can we stop this? This is coming across as very Beavis and Butthead.
It is very Beavis and Butthead.
It's too early for Beavis and Butthead impersonations.
So here's the deal. Rusty's having some car problems.
Yes.
And he's running a little late. Well, he has all our music.
Everything lives in his laptop.
It does. We got to fix that.
Our whole Twin Cities hit show world is encompassed in Rusty Gatenby's laptop. But good morning, everyone. Happy Monday.
Yeah, you're listening to Twin Cities hit show. I'm Chuck Gollum.
I'm Miss Shannon, and we are sans Rusty Gatenby for the moment, but he'll be here very soon. That's why we figured we'd just start talking without him. He'll show up, and then we can, reset and start over. If he wants to play it because he feels unfulfilled.
Yeah,
we'll go ahead.
50 minutes of bonus rambling, and then we'll go into our regular show about 15 minutes late. We were going to get on and put out a little warning that we were going to be late, and I thought, well,
that seemed counterproductive. If we're already going to, if you were going to sit and say, "Hey, everybody, we're going to run late, come back," we might as well just talk at them until they get here.
Yeah. So for those of you that are listening to the archive version, you can just fast forward 15 minutes, and you'll.
No, don't encourage that. We will be very entertaining in the moment. So
yes, we will. How was your weekend, Miss Shannon?
It was
Mother's
fantastic.
Day.
Yeah. So post Mother's Day the thing about Mother's Day is that I appreciate it. It's great to celebrate your mother and all of those things. But for me, because it's just me and the kiddo, it's pretty much like any other day. But then I get to, my mom and my sisters did extra things for me. So we got up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's not a good Mother's Day.
Yeah, because he's 7 and he doesn't care that it's Mother's Day and didn't know. And whatever. So especially since he's autistic, he's not sitting there looking at the calendar, circling days until Mother's Day gets here.
Back up a second. I thought this whole time you said he was artistic.
No, he's not
that's
artistic.
Totally different.
He is also artistic.
Oh, well, that explains some of the behavior I've seen.
On the autism spectrum. He has autism spectrum.
I thought he was on the
disorder.
artistic spectrum.
He is also very creative boy, but that gets up at 5:15 in the morning on a Sunday because it's. He decided he wanted to play train. So we got up, hung out, had a great morning. Everything's fine. Then I decided that we would then go to Chipotle because that is what I want to do
at 7
on Mother's Day. No, they're not open at 7. So we did that for lunch and then went over to my mom's house and hung out over there with my sisters and things. And we did the customary present swap that you do, on these holidays. And so my younger sister, who was the best younger sister ever, she gave me the typical things that you think you would get as a mom. So I got some candles, some very nice scented candles.
Nice.
I got, that kind of thing. But then she also gave me, because she knows that our whole family, all of us, the Paul women are all big geeks. So she got me Marvel inspired a Marvel. It's a cami and panty set of Marvel. So it has like Thor and Iron Man and I know Thor and Iron Man and I can't think of it. What is his name? Thor, Iron Man, and I don't know. I'll have to look at it. And they're all hanging out. Yes, and they're all hanging out. But they have like pink accents, that they're wearing. Captain America, that's who's on. And so they have these accents, and I was like, very nice, So basically, what they are is grown-up girl underoos, is what they are. So thank you very much, to my little sis for the fantastic Mother's Day present that she gave me.
It goes probably nicely with my Batman pajamas I have because I have a full set. My son was so excited when he got matching Batman pajamas.
Cute.
And they're hot as hell. And he's like, Dad, wear these. I'm like, I can't wear them. It's like above 50. I'm not wearing those anywhere. Hi, Seed.
I'm Rusty Gatenby.
Hi, Rusty.
I had a little traffic trouble today.
It's fabulous to see you. You look like you've either lost, gained, insert your word here, weight.
Really nice way to dance around that one.
Hey, I'm glad you're here, Steen. I want to confront some issues that are going on at the Alive and Social Network.
Shit, here we go.
Here's what happened.
Are you sorry that you walked in here now, Sean?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
For those of you who haven't tuned in enough, Steen is the partner and basically my boss, Shannon. Shannon and I have a boss.
Okay.
And here's the deal.
I didn't know you were my boss, Sean.
No, not
or whatever we want to call it.
Everybody owns their own show on their network, so it's really not a boss.
Legal disclaimer.
There's no hierarchy.
This is italics he's talking in. Here's the problem.
Except for I get the control of the locks of the doors.
Yeah, thank God. So here's the problem. Someone hacked into my Facebook over the weekend.
No.
And amazingly, was putting out all these Tim Mahoney-focused posts on my Facebook. I don't know what's going on with internet security here.
I'm going to back up because it wasn't hacked. Hacked implied that somebody with a particular quality of computer skills got down and decided to boost their way into your thing. What happened was you left it open.
Don't turn this around on me.
You did not close it, and then they status jacked you on accident all day.
Yeah.
And that's what happens if you leave yourself signed in on a computer that's not yours. That I think is what you get.
Yeah.
I just want to say something, Miss Shannon, that I love you. I think the world of you, but I am so glad I'm not married to you because she's just way too logical.
I know.
She's one of these women that it's like, and garbage isn't going to take out itself. I got to tell you that I did my share around here.
Now, neither of you are surprised that I'm divorced.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
technically, you didn't sleep on the couch. You chose alternate sleeping arrangements based on the comfort of the family.
And you know
Snore
what?
away.
That bed is 12 years old anyway, so you had the more comfortable of the two.
Clearly, you made a life decision.
Yes. And now you are dealing with the consequences of your poor life choices.
Exactly.
You are correct.
Well,
I am like this all the time.
She holds a pen weapon on her. She twirls the pen.
I'm wielding it like it's some sort of like lightsaber or a laser pen that can point at you. So you are correct. I am like this all the time. It doesn't turn off. And it wore him down. I will give you that.
I am not threatening you. I'm preparing for a tracheotomy because emergencies occur even in studio.
The problem when you marry somebody who was like in speech and debate and the captain of the mock trial team in high school.
I was that nerd.
Yes, and so now you're stuck with this.
I was the major of the mock trial team. Y'all ranks him.
The major.
Yeah. There's captain goes lieutenant, captain, major.
No, it absolutely does not
Brigadier
go that
General
way at all.
I was Brigadier General.
Don't debate about nerdism right now. Come on.
Brigadier.
Or is this geekism? I think it's geek.
I prefer to use the word geek, but
Me too.
sometimes they're interchangeable. That's fine.
Interchangeable.
Yes. How was your fishing excursion, Chuck?
Oh my God! Well, I want to save it for when Rusty gets here. But it was amazing. We got some great pointed questions of the governor. Very controversial. He's going to play those. We met some incredible people. It was a blast, and we were live, as all of you know, from the fishing opener, and it went off very hitchful until the moment we hit broadcast, and it went great.
Fantastic.
Did he talk like this the whole time? This is Mark Aiden. It's just what the hell's a Twin City Hit Show? I don't know anything about that.
That's also my Sid Hartman, and it's also my Herb Tarneel, too.
That's also
I like that you just like, I have one and it works for a bunch
Herb
of people.
Carneal was this guy at the end of his career.
It's also your Mrs. Bernard. I've heard her do
How
that.
dare you? What are you doing to the microphone? He's literally doing this stroking.
He does that a lot.
Just a two-finger.
He's very phallic on it,
very
and I try
fidgety,
not to look.
It is kind of phallic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think this is the maneuver that really brings it home.
geez.
All right, clean it
I'm
up.
glad we're not.
I
like,
do have
Skype
something
moving.
to promote.
Oh, promote away. We have a little free time.
I am doing a crowdfunding thing just for myself to capture more money. No,
Nice.
that's not
Okay.
it. That's not it. No, Wednesday night we're doing a Southside session again.
Oh, fancy.
And this time it's with a local artist. Her name is Brianna Lane. I've known her for years. Many years ago when I was still imbibing, I was on stage with her and did a song with her. Mm-hmm. But she will be here Wednesday night. She's got a CD release party May 19th at Ice House. You can get tickets at brownpapertickets.com for that. We just started promoting it today. If you're somebody that wants to come and see the show, we've got a limited number of seats in the house here to be able to see the show. But we actually live video stream this, and we bring audio to it as well, just because we decided to go ahead and do audio too, not just video this time. So,
well, I had the opportunity. I'm going to talk more about this when Rusty gets here and we get a little fired up. But I am doing that. I didn't realize I do that the whole time.
Every show.
It is very phallic.
Yeah.
I'm a fidgety fella. So better that than in my nose or wherever people pick when they're nervous. I had a chance to go to the Gear Daddies. Now, I'll tell you what happened.
I was there.
How cool was this? They did a Friday show. And that got booked, so they added a Saturday show, which I was lucky enough to get tickets to, and that got booked. And then the Sunday show, I don't think was sold out, but it was close. So First Avenue, the Gear Daddies, and their 25th reunion show, very, very cool. And they brought in like the singer who recorded on Billy's Live Bait, the female backup voice for a few of the songs. They played some songs I haven't heard ever live.
I love them.
And I had a chance to meet with Randy. Everyone knows Randy with the slide keyboard. Yeah. And Billy Dankert, the drummer. And it looks like Billy is very open to coming on the show and even doing some Southside studio stuff. And as you may know, Scene, he's the singer for Time Heals. And
I love that song.
Another one of their songs. So he could pretty much carry it by himself.
Time heals.
Good score,
time
Chuck.
forgets.
Good score.
Oh,
Yeah.
You shouldn't smoke them goddamn cigarettes.
Right, it's true. I was at a show one time, and they, back in the day, they were always quite wild, but they played Time Heals, and it went over so great with the audience that they played Time Heals again. And then it went over so well with the audience. They did it like 6 times in a row. They just did 6 runs of Time Heals. Oh,
like putting the song, but the live version of putting it on repeat. If they did it. That's cool.
It was hilarious.
Because a lot of bands would not do that.
Yeah.
We should. I wish I had this set up already, but they have so many great lyrics in their songs. There's a song called Statue of Jesus. A guy sitting downtown crying neath the statue of Jesus. But the best line in the whole song sounded like my old man. He goes, "Daddy always says everything I touched it turned to shit." Nothing like the
very inspiring. Your
welcoming,
fathers,
accepting, motivational father.
They have great breakup music and great relationship music and great. It's plugged into something there. Don't pull it.
You can unplug the back of that. It's just a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I tell you what, it was epic.
A great show, as
Yeah.
I say.
Great show. It was a great show. I'm trying to find some video here because I have some, and the audio's not bad. So that was cool, and we're hoping to get Billy Dankert in. So you can't go wrong with Billy Dankert.
Yeah,
Martin,
I've met Zeller a few times. He's been nice the times that I've met him. So
yeah, he's been he's had an interesting run of life, and he's he's a really good guy. His brother was a writer for City Pages that I worked with on something. Wrote a really great article on something, and
that was specific.
I know.
Specific.
What kind of article on what?
well, it's a long, boring story, but
It's not. Well, then sum up.
The gist of it is that he did a biopic on this photographer that was the photographer of the Bloomington Police, but he's kind of an informal guy who just show up on scenes and take pictures. But he became, like, back in the 50s speed graphic era when those cameras were big, he would show up and just take these incredible crime scene pictures and have just unfettered access to things at the Bloomington Police Department.
So he did an article and a coffee table book or anything, or kind of thing.
Yes, he did
That's
both.
very cool.
Yeah, and if you get a chance to look up the Irv Norling book, I forgot what the title is. It's just incredible. And Zeller's a hell of a writer, and he does a hell of a lot of the way he found these pictures is, that didn't work. The way he found these pictures is he walked into the Historical Society as I was there trying to explain where the pictures were in the basement. So,
plug that in. It's a wonders.
Hit pause.
Oh my God! There's Rusty. That's him. Hey,
I
welcome.
will tell
welcome.
you. So Rusty just got here, and
Biggest ratings ever at this point in the show. The listenership is incredible.
I can't turn it off. I can turn off the show.
You have to turn it on.
his harmonica broke during Sonic Boom, and he sang it. Yeah.
I'm getting it somewhere.
I can see why it's a big rated show.
There we go. Here's all I'm saying, Rusty, is welcome to the show, your show. And when I was like, oh yeah, we can just start this, and then I forgot that it was Chuck. And I was like, Chuck, just tell the story, we'll be fine.
So here his
this
harmonica
is from when you were here
breaks.
this weekend. Okay.
Yeah, and he starts just singing. He got so pissed. Yeah, but yeah, what a great show.
Well, how did the harmonica break? I didn't know you could break a harmonica.
I don't know, but it did.
It's like a brick that has holes in it. How did he?
You would think maybe there's some tuning involved.
Unromantic way to describe it.
I know.
It's like a brick with holes in it.
Yeah, maybe we should just play live Gear Daddy's music until
Maybe.
Rusty gets set up. So, Rusty, you take your time.
That does sound good. That's coming from your phone?
Yeah.
Are we breaking the law with bootleg right now?
No, it's a live bootleg. Probably.
It's a Gear Daddies. They'll take what they can get.
Billy's coming on the show. Yeah, exactly. They'll take what they can get.
If they didn't make you sign anything that said, "Do not record our show tonight," so we're fine.
It's
Or at least
amazing.
that's
what's
what we're
all,
gonna say.
It's amazing what's all over YouTube, though.
Yeah.
So, funny
Rusty.
thing happened to me today.
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm glad you made it.
Before we hit the fishing opener, I'm like, we're missing the spare set of keys to the car, so we have to guard this set of keys.
You said
with
it out
our
loud
life.
and jinxed yourself, huh?
And I put it in a safe spot, Jennifer's car. So my keys are safely at work with Jennifer.
Oh, okay. And you noticed
you
that she went to
hotwire it?
work?
No, I Ubered it, and then I went because I lost my phone. Do
You
see
Ubered it?
Do you see a pattern here?
Oh, who's going to take
when did
Rusty
you lose
home?
your phone? You lost your phone.
A while back.
Oh.
But when I lost the phone, away went the Uber app. So I'm trying to get a hold of Uber, which you can't call anyone directly. And they kept wanting to sign me up to be a driver. And I'm like, no, I just want to ride.
Press one.
Ride.
And you're like, and I do not need to be responsible for anybody else's transportation. I can't do it myself this morning.
Welcome to Uber. If you are interested in employment, press 1. If you are panicked and need a ride to the Twin Cities hit show,
I am
press 2.
panicked. I need a ride. It was so frustrating.
Is there anything more helpless than that?
Not having keys and not having...
That's what I mean. There's nothing like it. Just you feel when you lose your phone. That's the other big one.
Right.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, what do I do? I've lost my identity.
Everything lives on my phone now. I couldn't even.
Everything.
Yeah.
Bacteria.
I was like, I had an Uber app. I'm like, I had an Uber app on my phone. Where'd it go? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. It's on the phone I lost.
Well,
Okay.
when you're ready, I think we should just start from where we normally
You want to
do.
play all? We don't have to play the intro and all that
Love the
stuff.
intro.
We can save it.
Oh, really? Our producer usually puts a lot of work into it ahead of time. I hate to not.
Well, it's a short one.
But welcome back. So I mean,
Yes.
that's at least you guys had a really good time when you were up north, and didn't go. That was terrible. Then we came back to more terrible, and then it would just be like a whole weekend of just crap. So
No,
this is
what
good.
was fun is we did have a boat set up to go, Jennifer and I, and it was gray, cold, and rainy. And I said, we could just stay in and do the cabin thing.
Oh, you didn't?
So we
I was
went-
wondering why you were texting me.
So we went and just bought a deck of cards and some dice and
had some couple time.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
So they didn't do the Dirty Dancing contest at the end of Dirty Dancing?
They had a barn dance that was incredible.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah.
A hoot nanny?
Yeah.
White Eagle was very awesome. It's the
That's
family run
kind of racist.
resort. They have nothing against
There's
black.
never a black eagle.
They had nothing against black eagles.
Thank you for your support, though.
No
You got-
problem. Wait, you're black?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Okay,
should-
I wasn't
I
sure.
was just
thought
going to
maybe-
point that out, Scene.
I like to mention it every once in a while because people forget, and then they run to me and go, "Oh, Miss Shannon, we didn't know," because I don't sound Chicago black girl, so people don't recognize the accent. So
You
since I don't have that
sound-
stereotypical Chicago black girl, people in the Midwest seem very confused.
My
by
dad,
my
back in the
accent.
old record days, my dad was a huge Chuck Berry fan, and he got like front row tickets to his concert. He's like, he's black. not that he cared, but he was like, I can't believe Chuck Berry's black.
That is fun when you get to
Wow.
surprise somebody every once in a while. You're
Yeah.
like, neat. Oh,
Exactly.
Well, yeah, exactly. When my
Bonus.
dates found out I was a man, they would always be so surprised.
He sounds so girly.
Hello, would you like to go out sometime? It's so fun.
So the fishing opener,
Literally.
which actually there weren't a lot of black people at the fishing opener.
Well, they don't allow that.
I don't
Still
know.
segregation is
I
what you're
know.
saying.
Exactly. Well, it is Tower, Minnesota.
Oh, excuse me, you're over by the crappies. We're over with the walleyes.
Actually, black people are too
I
smart to
do
get up
have. Well, I have friends that they're very big on fishing, and they have
There you
fish
go.
fries all summer.
love
So they're very good at that.
We
so.
caught up with the governor in Tower, Minnesota, at his picnic, which was always very well attended. It's a tradition where they have a community picnic and they feed everyone because it's free food. He came right up to us. We lined up to, shake his hand or whatever, and he
Yeah.
chatted right with us. And I heard your impression, Sean. Let's see how good it sounds. This is the governor and I chatting for a moment, and Chuck.
Governor, can I just ask for a clarification? Because I've been talking praise about how you've never been skunked on a fishing opener. Is that?
I've got a good press person who's been spinning a little bit of exaggeration on that. No, I grew up coming up here, Lake Vermilion, for the last 62 years since I was 6 years old. My father didn't know how to fish. And I didn't realize that for many, many years. So I spent many hours on Lake Vermilion having a great time, but not catching fish. So I'm really hoping tomorrow's to break my chain.
In the midnight fishing, was that? Did you start that?
Well, I can't always catch fish, but I got to show that I'm committed. So every year I've been governor, I've gone on 1201. In fact, even years before that. So.
Has it worked? How's that working for you?
I caught one 2 years ago up in Park Rapids. The lake was frozen. So we were fishing on the river just as it was going in there, and I caught the really pretty nice walleye. That's the best fish I caught in my 4 years governor's fishing opener so far. But tomorrow's going to crack it. Tomorrow I got so many people rooting for me. I got bacon from Fortune Fay Kitchen. I got everybody. I got people praying for me. This has got to be the year.
Pressure. Good luck.
Thank you.
Here comes
Governor,
Chuck.
can you comment on your controversial tax breaks for fish program?
Tomorrow anybody catches a fish, no taxes for life.
Excellent. Can't disagree with that.
Yeah, I have to get the legislature to approve that, of course, but it sounds like the proper spirit, don't you think? All right, good.
Thanks,
everyone.
He made sure to verify that. That was a joke, by the way. I don't want anyone expecting the free tax.
I was just joking about that. And flies on the wheel.
So the prayers must have worked because he caught like 10 or 11 walleye at the opener. Yeah,
so that's all rumors.
So God has blessed our governor.
His assistant caught
far from being skunked. And then from there we went to a place called the Good Old Days. I'm of the opinion that when you're in Rome, go see how the Romans live. So we went. We broke away from
it's something like that.
Makes it sound so fancy.
Rome.
Do as the Romans do.
You sound like Ron Burgundy right now.
It's embroidered on my pillow. That's how
a whale's vagina.
It's the same thing.
I'm like,
aren't
honey,
I?
please, can we just try doing it once like the Romans do? That's what I tell her. Usually she's face down. She can read the pillow. Sorry. Good night, everybody.
Boom. I see what you did there.
Don't tell about stories about your wife like that. I don't think that's appropriate.
These PR events, they have their agenda and they have their areas that are all set up. And I'm like, let's go. We've seen that. Now let's go see the real northern Minnesota. So we stopped by this place literally called the Good Old Days, and 100% flashback to the 50s. So first thing you walk in, and there's the giant Hamm's beer. Yes. They got the high Hamm's beer signs above the bar that rotate and show the shimmering waterfalls. A little choo-choo train that goes around the ceiling.
Yes. Did they have the segregated water fountains?
Yeah,
Hey, here's what they had. They had a guy sitting next to our table named Rusty. I'm not kidding. And they kept saying, hey, Rusty. Finally, I look at Jennifer and I go, it's another Rusty. But there's only one way to find out. So Rusty came back to the table after a little break. And I go, hey, Rusty. And the other Rusty turned on. I'm like, hey, there's two Rusties.
And then the next guy who sat next to him?
Chuckles. I'm not kidding.
So
Rusty
there's
and
only
Chuckles.
two names up there.
Yeah, apparently.
So they also claim to have the #1 Bloody Mary.
Yeah, it's the #2 Bloody Mary in the world.
In the
number
world?
Number 2 in the world, #1 in northern Minnesota.
Yeah.
So, of course, when in Rome, drink the Bloody Marys. Isn't that what it says?
That's what Ron Burgundy said, yes.
What is in their Bloody Mary that has made it the #1?
What's not in it is a better question.
A pickle, an onion, a beef stick, a shrimp, an onion, a
cheese,
filbert, cheese, a piece of chocolate.
So it's gazpacho with liquor in it.
No,
is what
it's
you guys had basically.
My weekend's meal with liquor in it. Yeah.
We should post those pictures then, because we photographed the lovely Bloody Marys, and Cassie was serving us, I believe. I told her to tune in. We'd chat about her.
Yeah. Nice.
But that
you
was
finally got to something that I was interested in now. I'm like, fantastic Bloody Marys. Now I wish I had gone on this.
We had dinner the first night we came in. We had dinner at the Landing, which I guess during the summer is just crazy crowded. We were lucky that it was just comfortable. It was popular. Yeah. We could take control of the jukebox. That was important to Jennifer. That's considered her night out.
Okay.
But the waitress, here's the waitress that served. She looked like Sophia Loren.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she's from up north. But here's her name. Check it out.
Hey, this is Abigail Kapiolani, Mary Catherine Ipolani, Kaylee Ilanani, Oapu, Hanahaole Puolani Ka'awa Molnar, and you're listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show with Rusty, Shannon, and Chuck. And if you can go ahead and guess what nationality I am, you will win a
Shamrock Shake.
There you go.
So did you catch that name?
Yeah.
There's a lot there, right?
Yes.
Do you have the other clip where she...
It was part of the open. Oh, where she messed up?
Hey, this is Abigail Kapiolani, Mary Catherine Ipolani, Kaylee Ilanani, Oapu, Hanahaole Puolani Ka'awa Molnar, and you're listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show
Common
with
spelling,
Rusty,
by the
Shannon,
way.
and Chuck.
Nothing a little penicillin
Go
won't
ahead
take
and
care
guess
of.
what nationality I am. You will.
So she's multiple nationalities, right?
Yeah, she's mostly Polynesian, Hawaiian, and I guess the tradition there is that when you are she's like 11th out of 12 kids, and each kid inherits part of the prior sibling's name, so they just keep adding on. So like her sibling, she said it's like 89 letters. I didn't bother counting, and her sibling after her is like 99 letters. It's crazy.
And that's part of the Polynesian heritage?
Yeah.
Because does she have... Oh, no, she She married a Native American because she has that going too.
Yeah.
She's got She's got
And
a
I
lot
would have
going
think
on.
from listening to it, I would have said more Polynesian or Hawaiian too,
Yeah.
because I know somebody that's Hawaiian and has a long-ish name.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the whole
that's cool,
conversation
though.
started because to me, I thought she was like East Indian.
I actually know who she is. She played softball growing up, and thankfully she was a little overweight, so they could fit her name in the back of her jersey.
Oh, man.
That's not appropriate. I should
I
probably
need
go.
to bring you to an open mic. That's what I need to do. Come
Why?
on,
So
Sean.
I can get booed on stage and you look really good?
Anyway,
Be like, give it up for my opener.
During one of those drops, she screwed up her own name. That was the funny part.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it's
have
her.
it somewhere, but
Yeah, it's so she starts out. Hi, my name is Abigail Kalamala. You screwed up your own name. It's hard.
Yeah.
it would be hard. I wonder how long it takes to memorize
Like
that.
Numana, like what's the longest word in the dictionary kind of thing. Those tricks that you do on other people.
Anyway, how was your cabin at the White Eagle?
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a big 2-bedroom cabin. I just couldn't
And
figure out
when you
the
get
heater.
up to Lake Vermilion, the shores are rock.
Yes.
And so our cabin was actually up in this huge rock type
wow.
cliff.
Beautiful.
So when you're, in the bedroom or whatever, it feels like a tree house.
Oh, very
as
cool.
you look out the window and see how, it's cold and rainy. Let's not go out there.
Did you two bring your Boy Scout, Girl Scout outfits just to role play a little bit? Or?
Actually,
We did.
Rusty,
We
I think
did.
this is how the conversation went. Jennifer, it's dirty out there. Let's not go out there.
Dirty?
It didn't like bugs or dirt. Apparently.
Well,
Maybe
She doesn't
not.
like outdoors at all.
Don't
and you
surprise
took her to the outdoors.
Yeah, don't surprise her with a camping trip. That's my love advice.
But she did like the casino at Fortune Bay, which
Oh my God! that
they
was so
try
funny.
and do the aesthetic inside is up north, so it's lots of logs and canoes, and they actually have a waterfall inside there.
Yes.
So Jennifer just not over betting, but I'm up $70. Then you check back with her. I lost $70.
I know, I heard
Check
that.
back with her.
I heard
I'm
that
up
on the show.
$90. Then you check with her. I have no dollars.
No dollar.
I'm like,
Turn up this music for just a second.
walk away
before I
when you
leave.
have it.
Turn up the music just for. That was my favorite part of that show.
that was MP.
Yeah, MP.
Anyway,
If I ever need a character on my show, I'd be like, Sean, come in here. He's like the man of 1,000 voices.
I am.
Well,
I'm one of those
2
kids
that we
that-
can use for
Yeah.
everything.
There was,
Gotta say,
880
I like
voices.
that.
So we had just spent a long day the day before trying to test it out and getting the equipment going, which is downstairs. It might be kicked and spit on a little bit, but it's downstairs.
We weren't
We'll do a
frustrated
little-
at all.
I'll do a little black light on there.
So the next day after we were done, we went over to we took a nap and then we came back to Fortune Bay and we were
Nobody
sitting
needs to
at
hear
the.
about your naps.
I was just because it was the end of a long day and we're sitting there and this guy he'd go over the PA system
Yes. Oh my God.
and he had just this happy everybody bingo bingo's going to be happening in the Cherokee room and the fish fries and I'm like
That's when you know you hit old guy status. And when you're like,
Wow.
well, the highlights of our trip was there were bingo and naps.
The announcements were.
And Chuck misunderstood. He said, "Everybody, pull out your daubers."
no I said that if this show doesn't catch on that will be me.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys got to hear it. It probably won't be as funny, but oh my God.
No, well, you had to be there.
We got a coverall. Everybody who's ready for a coverall. He's
No,
the
mine
last
was
Brown
gonna
grad.
Mine was going to be a riff on Subliminal Man. It's Bingo Wednesday. I live in darkness and want to die. And don't forget to eat at the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Meanwhile, Jennifer's going, "I'm up 90. I'm down 90. I have no money."
This went on for the better part of 2 hours, and I think I tore my stomach laughing. The content spilled out. Oh my.
Don't forget the blackjack all-you-can-eat hold'em, and I'm about to slip my wrist. And, of course, golfing on Sunday. Welcome to Fortune Bay.
May as well eat.
So you guys were talking a little bit about Mother's Day.
Yes.
Right? You want to hear what John Oliver had to say about Mother's Day
Well, of course.
yesterday?
Mother's Day. It's the day we honour moms, as opposed to every other day when we look at our phones and go, yeah, not now. Mother's Day is not just an opportunity to do something for your mom, it's an opportunity for businesses to be the thing that you do for them.
JCPenney believes mom deserves to get everything she wants. The JCPenney Mother's Day sale.
Baskin-Robbins Mother's Day cake. Pick one up today.
For Mother's Day, personalize your M&Ms on mymms.com.
Welcome to Hooters. Right this way. Moms rock. Bring yours to Hooters on Mother's Day and she'll eat free.
Perfect. What What better way to honour the woman who gave you life than taking her to Hooters? Mom, I just want to thank you for making me the man I am today. A man who takes his mother to a Hooters on Mother's Day.
There you go. You guys, your mom is.
My mom is recovering well
Yes.
from her. My mom is a breast cancer survivor officially. She's doing great. I built 2 raised bed gardens for my wife.
Oh.
And for man of the year, no, I'm kidding. Husband of the year, son of the year, no.
Yeah.
And took my wife out for lunch and
Did not go to Hooters.
did not go to Hooters.
Because you want to stay married.
Yeah. I just said, well, my son, it was for our son. He loves the chicken wings. Man, does he love the chicken wings.
Did you see that on the drive up, by the way? There's a place called Sawmill, and on the photo, it's the whole group of gals who look just like Hooters. So I guess every part of town, I guess, tries to do their own Hooters. Every part of the world will try.
Only they're northern Minnesota Hooters gals.
Come on down to Sawmill.
In Wisconsin, they just call it top heavies because the Wisconsin gals just are always top heavies.
Yeah, no, in Minnesota we just call it braless.
Hooters.
I was just confused by that one.
Exactly.
I was like, I'm trying to catch up, but I just can't. So
Your show was going so good until I came here.
Except for the quality part.
So you got to plug in. The gal was coming on Wednesday.
Yeah, Brianna Lane's going to be here on Wednesday. Okay. She's a friend. She's also an instructor over at Twin Town Guitar. Blue Moon is our sponsor, so we're going to have some brewskis from Blue Moon this Wednesday.
With some orange slices.
You guys got to come to that show. You haven't been to
What
Southside
time?
Session yet. 7:30 Wednesday night, family friendly, except for if you drink a lot of beer.
Yeah,
but then if you're like my family, that's fine.
Nice.
So if they want to be part of the studio audience, how do they sign up? How
Just
do they
message us.
Okay.
Just Sean at aliveandsocial.com or Rusty at HootersBigGuy.com.
And what I heard you say is kids drink for free. Is that what you said?
I never.
No.
I never.
What kind of music is she? I'm going to look this up.
Kind of
and start
folk
placing.
indie type of stuff, but pretty cool. She's got a CD release party on the 19th at Ice House, which is a fantastic venue.
Oh yeah,
really cool chick. Really like her. I called her a chick. That's probably not good, but.
No,
yeah,
okay.
no, it should be a
Now
lot of
she's
fun.
not
That
coming.
way.
That's what you're going to say. Now she's not coming.
But let
Chuck,
us
don't
know.
insult our
Yeah.
the person that's supposed to
Our
be
guest.
here on Southside
You're
Session.
supposed to insult them after they leave.
Right.
I know.
Just wait until
Before.
she gets here and performs.
yeah. This just in canceled.
Right.
Wow. She's
Breaking
coming
news.
on your show Wednesday, by the way.
Yeah, so don't insult my guest. Don't insult our guest.
She's
Be
awesome.
nice.
At least wait until she's here so you can do it to her face and we see the shock and awe
Yeah.
if she's here.
And she's of Irish descent, so they
Hello.
only allow the Irish.
Welcome. We degrade women. And let's talk about you.
Speaking of Irish, did you see you two then on Jimmy Fallon
No,
Friday?
but I got to see it.
We're going to
It was
take.
really good.
Should we take a break?
Yeah,
You
let's
guys
take
are
a break.
working hard. I know I just got here, but here's a little
Hey
bit
guys,
of
I'm here at the
U2 on
42nd
Jimmy.
Street subway station right below Grand Central, and U2 is about to go on the subway platform and start busking in disguise. No one knows this is going to happen. Nobody knows that it's U2. They're just going to go out there and do it. And I'm wearing these glasses here with a special camera in it so I can get some decent footage of the crowd here in the greatest city in the world, New York City. Let's do this. Let's play some music. All right, New Yorkers, let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Let's do this. Guys, give money, support your local artists. If you like what you hear, give them some money. These are local artists here. New Yorkers, they play birthdays. They play bar mitzvahs. They'll
So-
play your party.
Small group
You guys
gathers
like what
around,
you hear,
but not a
support your
lot.
local artists. Some New Yorkers here. Why don't you come over? Any change will help. You got $1.
And then it started to become apparent.
You guys want to support your local artists?
A lot of double takes. Wait a second. That
That's
guy
the
sounds.
guy that's
sounds-
really him.
But that's an easy
But he's
voice
got
to
a big
imitate.
fake beard on and bleach blonde hair. And then Jimmy, he let it go for a little bit, and then he finally lets the cat out of the bag to generate a. Well, you two did this once before in San Francisco years and years ago.
On a
did
rooftop.
They did a
Yeah, I feel like
surprise gig.
they did a video for this
I heard they did
song.
Angel of Harlem down there, too.
Seriously.
That's what they're about to do.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. The Beatles, I guess, first started this idea with Abbey Road on the roof. So now there's a medium-sized crowd gathered around trying to scrutinize because they all have stupid fake mustaches and beards. But then Jimmy Fallon rips his fake mustache.
Not working this way, you guys. Not working. No. Plan B. Plan B.
They start ripping off their beards. And now they go, oh, shit, it is.
And then one of them got stabbed by a homeless guy.
Wow, buzzkill.
How cool would that be, though?
And now the crowd goes crazy. It's huge.
My mother would be so confused.
Anyway, there is cell phone video of them playing Angel of Harlem, too.
Oh, my God.
And I do think it's awesome, but this is the problem that I would have with it, is that it's super great for the people once they noticed it was U2. You're like, wow, what a great thing I walked up on, and you can't believe that happened. But what about for like the couple of people that walked by right before and still thought they were just regular buskers and threw like $2 in there and then they left?
That would have been me.
How mad would I be that I was like, whatever, and didn't make outcast and gave $2 to U2 and then didn't know it was U2?
That would have been me minus the $2.
That's like a lot of people claim they saw the Rolling Stones way back in 1968 when they were at the Excelsior.
Yeah.
Only 300 people were in attendance, but you'll have about 10,000 people who say I was there.
That's awesome.
That's when the infamous urban legend about Mr. Jimmy, who was a borderline homeless guy in Excelsior for all the years.
Right.
Evidently, he met Mick Jagger and Cherry Cola, met Mr. Jimmy.
Okay.
He lived forever on that moment.
Wow.
Questionable whether that actually happened or not. Anyway. All right. Should we take a break?
Yeah, we should take a break. A break would be fun.
Let's take a break. Are you done, Sean? Are you leaving?
I got to go down and work.
He was the fill-in. He was our fill-in.
The Twin Cities Hit Show. We'll be right back.
MacMen. Don't let your computer problems drive you mad. We are MacMen, Minnesota's premier tech consultants and problem solvers for Macs, mobile devices, troubleshooting, training, and much more. No more dragging your computer all over town because we come to you. We love making house calls to your home or small business. MacMen. Call 612-345-8005. The Alive and Social Network is alive and growing. From the best in sports, music, movies, and beer, Alive and Social is what all the cool kids click on. Featuring characters like radio rebel Jeff Dubay, Star Tribune pundit Jim Suhan, Unfiltered, and television veteran and handsome man Rusty Gatenby. You can also taste the Minnesota Pubcast with Jason and Molly. Join the band with live band karaoke night from legendary O'Gara's in St. Paul and the live music showcase from Shamrocks. Yes, Alive and Social Network does indeed rock and roll. The Jeff DeBay Show, Jim Suhan Unfiltered, the Rusty Gatenby Review, the Minnesota Pubcast with Jason and Molly, live band karaoke, and Shamrock's live music showcase. Join the fun. Be alive and social with the Alive and Social Network.
With Suhan Unfiltered, sports columnist for the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, Jim Suhan presents in-depth conversations with the best writers and sports personalities in the area. Suhan brings professional journalism flavor without the verbal censoring. Find out what unfiltered really means. Only on the Alive and Social Network. SuhanUnfiltered.com.
And now, back to the Twin Cities Hit Show.
It's a Monday, it's so mundane. What exciting things will happen today? The yard is full.
So your mom was asking what I was like?
Yes, so my mom asked me when we
She
were over
lied,
at
don't
her
worry.
house. So we're over there for Mother's Day yesterday, and my mom goes, "Oh, you're working with Rusty Gatenby. What is Rusty like? Is he like Jon Stewart or
You should've
David
said
Letterman?"
yes.
I'm like, he's Rusty. He's completely dissimilar to the people that you just mentioned. But you're not like, I didn't want to lie. She just needs to
Next
listen
time,
to the show.
lie.
So yes, he is exactly like Jon Stewart.
He's like Jon
And-
Stewart, except smarter. He's like Dave Letterman, except funnier.
All right, that is what I say next time she compares you to somebody that you are not like. I'll go, yes, exactly like that, but a wee bit different. Is what I'll say. I just told her to listen to the show. She can hear us
Good.
every day.
Well, I hope she listens to
Yeah,
the show.
she's had time. She could
All
do
right.
it.
Who's our guest on Wednesday? What's her name? Brienne?
Yeah.
Brienne.
Where did Sean go?
Brienne somebody.
I thought it was
Brianna.
Brianna, yeah.
We will put all of that on the Facebook page. so
On
we
top
can-
of everything, I'm having computer issues, so we got that going. for us.
Rusty's having issues, period.
It's
today,
just one of
people.
those days for you. You're definitely having a Monday. That just
Yeah.
happens sometimes.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Make
Usually
it
on
stop.
Mondays, typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I've had Mondays on Tuesdays and
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
I've had them on a
Monday-
Friday, and you get really pissed. You're
Yeah.
like, really, Friday? How can you turn on me like this?
You
Disappointing. Right.
So the first lady gave a speech over the weekend. Did you hear about
I
that?
did not.
No.
And evidently, the buzz is that she got more honest than they were expecting. You know, graduations are happening,
Yes.
and when you're asked to speak at graduation, a lot of times it's more
Fluff and
yeah.
fluff
You
and-
can
and-
succeed, and you've got well. Let me see if I can get this to work. Here's
overly
here's-
inspirational chatter.
This is more about what it's like to be a black woman in current days of the U.S. But here, let's see if it works. That is not it. Come on, computer.
It's okay.
Wow, I have two files going at the same time, which is not supposed to happen.
No,
I'm going
typically
to get
it's
this to work. But anyway, the vibe is that
Was she speaking at a historically black college? Where was she
Yeah.
speaking? Okay,
Tuskegee.
all right.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Tuskegee,
All right,
right?
I'm filling in the blanks. I'm like, then it would make sense that she would give this
What did
speech.
they ever have to do with?
What is the full name of the college? Tuskegee
Is it still
University? Well, they'll tell you. Let's
Yeah.
get to work. Here we go.
personal speech?
No. All right, my computer's having a big meltdown.
Okay.
Damn it.
We'll let you start over, and then you'll be fine. I think
So,
we need to do a big rewind.
I'm going to get an Uber and go home. Or maybe if I just walk.
One of us will give you a ride home.
Maybe I'll just
And
walk
by one of us,
home.
I mean Chuck.
Yeah.
So Chuck will be Ubering you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chuck was driving around at the up north there.
It was.
He was the art driver because he's a cop. Cops get trained to drive, right?
Nice. We only got stopped like 3 times, but Pat gets you out every day.
He never got stopped. But you were going quite brisk on the way up. We were in separate vehicles on the way up.
No,
Was it a
Jennifer was
race?
driving quite slowly.
Why do you have?
I don't know what's going on.
Is that
I have two things going at the same time here. Oh, I know. Here, let me try this.
Who's singing in the background?
Her name is Courtney Bennett. She's a hipster. She's gotten written up in the Rolling Stone.
Mhm.
She was the bump that I was using because she sings about Monday in the
Okay.
bump. iTunes was playing her for some reason, as well as my show file. Now this will work. So
There we
here
go.
is our first lady giving a graduation speech and the response to it.
In her deeply personal speech, Michelle Obama told new graduates she wasn't always the fully formed First Lady that addressed them Saturday.
I had a lot of sleepless nights worrying about what people thought of me.
She mentioned the persistent questions about her husband's citizenship, the fist bump with then candidate Obama that was dubbed a terrorist fist jab, which led to the controversial 2008 New Yorker magazine cover, an image Obama said knocked her back a bit. And then there were the critics who used racially charged language.
Cable news charmingly referred to me as Obama's baby mama.
She told the graduates they would have to learn to ignore the criticism.
The road ahead is not going to be easy. It never is, especially for folks like you and me.
She said she and the president know what it's like when people look past them, seeing just a fraction of who they really are.
The people at formal events who assumed we were the help And those who have questioned our intelligence, our honesty, even our love of this country.
But she said for others, the experiences can be so much worse.
Those nagging worries that you're going to get stopped or pulled over for absolutely no reason.
Alluding to the uprisings in Baltimore and Ferguson, she said while those problems are rooted deep, that's no excuse to give up.
To succumb to feelings of despair and anger only means that in the end, we lose.
Tricia Rose, who heads the Center for the Study of Race and Ethnicity at Brown University, said Obama's message can have a big impact.
This saturates our world. Don't think I am so lofty to be above this mistreatment. And on the other hand, she's saying, even with all of that, there are some ways to continue to fight and to hold on to what you believe in.
Kind of brave. Or is brave the wrong word? I don't know. It's speaking out very, very honest.
I do appreciate the fact that you're using a word like honest, things. And it's one of those, when it's funny because I didn't know you were going to play that clip, but that's a conversation that my mom and my sister and I had over the weekend because it does come up surprisingly often. And we were just saying before you got here that often there's, I've been on the radio for years, and that'll come up when I meet somebody for the first time that only had heard me on the radio, had never seen or Googled me or looked anything like that. And I've had people go, oh, I was surprised. I didn't know you were black, because they had a particular expectation in their mind about what I was going to sound like. And then you also get it from the other side where I've had people go, well, why do you talk white? And I don't talk white. I talk the way, I'm from Arizona. This is just the way that my whole family talks like this. There's not any particular reason or an expectation.
Arizona.
Yeah, I'm
this
from Arizona.
Friendship is over.
And so, since I don't meet a particular expectation, and I do make jokes where I go back and I go, and that's, if people aren't familiar with why we have this running joke of, oh, you're black, because it does come up surprisingly enough that people meet us in the first time or they see a show picture and they go, oh, Miss Shannon's black. I didn't know Miss Shannon was black. And that's a positive and a negative.
Well, what I found weird, did you see Saturday Night Live this Saturday?
No.
The same day, the same evening that our First Lady is giving that impassioned speech about the difficulties that we still face as a society, even she as a First Lady. By the way, I'm really shocked that I guess they were mistaken for help while they were in the White House. That's
some people
awkward.
Thanks.
Oh my God. There was a skit. Reese Witherspoon was the host on Saturday Night Live, and there was a skit where the new member of Saturday Night Live, the tall black woman, last name is Jones.
Okay.
I forget her name. She plays a woman who, she said when she was a child, she was given a magical little charm, and the locket, you open it up, and inside is a photo of Reese Witherspoon. She calls it her inner white girl.
Really? Okay.
So when she goes places and evidently loses her temper or whatever, it's kind of, what would Reese do?
Reese Witherspoon do?
Her inner white girl comes out. So this is the same evening that Michelle Obama was giving that graduation speech. Here's a little bit of that skit.
Next, please.
I just want to withdraw some cash.
Okay, Miss Jones. Oh, gosh. Looks like you're overdrawn.
What? That can't be right.
That's what I'm showing. There's also a $60 penalty.
What? No! Oh, hell no, no!
Here comes the magical Reese.
It's okay, Leslie. We can work it out.
No, I don't need you right now. Go. I got this. What the hell you mean, $60?
It's clearly a mistake. Just ask her to double check.
Fine. Can you please double check? I made a deposit 2 days ago.
Oh, wow. Looks like there is a mistake. They didn't process your check correctly. I'm really sorry.
No problem. Thanks, inner white girl.
Of course. I'll credit your account electronically.
Electronically? Hold up. What does that mean? That I have to imagine my money is magically going to someplace in my account? Man, this bitch think I'm stupid.
No, she doesn't. This happens all the time, even to white people.
Man, I don't know about that.
Leslie, don't you remember the other times that I've helped you? That employee accused you of stealing that Michael Kors purse?
That was my damn purse. I paid for that.
Right.
Is she? Okay.
And with my help, you logged a formal complaint, and then you got another free purse.
I ain't even know complaints could be formal. But look at this bank, it's filled with money. Why they can't give me mine?
Well, maybe you should just say to her, can I have that in cash?
I prefer it in cash.
I'm not sure we can do it that way.
What? Come on.
Why don't you ask to speak to a manager?
A manager? That is the craziest thing you done said all day. All right, Anna White girl. Can I speak to a supervisor, please?
Let me get him. By the way, I love your hair.
Yup. This bitch is racist.
She's not racist. She really does love your hair. People want what they can't have.
Well, then I want my $60.
Is everything all right over here?
Really? Here we go. Why you messing with me? Because I'm black?
No, he's here because you're talking to yourself.
You do look kind of crazy right now.
Bluetooth, man. Bluetooth.
All right.
Bluetooth.
Just checking.
Yeah, right. You was doing more than checking, yo. Now they want me to talk to some manager. I ain't talking to no manager. I don't do managers, yo.
I'm certainly not digging it. I'm not.
It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm like, because
We're ready to give you the cash. It's just going to be about 10 or 15 minutes.
What?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, here's where the inner white girl goes off because she had to wait.
Minutes. That is unacceptable. You're going to call that security guard over here, and we are really going to deal with this.
I am not white like you. I will go to jail.
We have so much better stuff to do with our time. We could go to yoga. We could go to Starbucks, get a Frappuccino.
I need you to calm down.
I've got better to do. We've got to get out of here.
Okay, sir. No problem.
I don't like this at all.
People wait all the time.
We're not banking here anymore.
I'll be here. Great.
So that's how the inner white girl messes up. She gets angry because she doesn't feel she has to wait.
Because she gets to be entitled. I get it.
But the black girl seems to have no knowledge of society, of technology and all
right,
this stuff.
I found that
and
insulting.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, ooh, I don't feel that. Oh man.
I mean, I think that's part of the problem. Is like,
this character is dumb, and she needs help from the smart white person.
Exactly, and I found the whole thing frustrating. I mean, part of the conversation that my family and I were having over the weekend is that we know that, it's... I am not anti-Black Lives Matter and all of those things, but it is a matter of, like, it is a matter of access to information, but is not always based upon race anymore this time. It's based upon, I might not, and no offense to Chuck, because he is an ex-police officer. Police officers sometimes get out of pocket, but it doesn't necessarily matter whether it's race. That's what's coming to the forefront right now. Mm-hmm. But if you have a cop that's all teed up and they're all already full of testosterone or all these things, if you're poor, if you're drunk, if you're, it doesn't matter whatever it is, they're still in the position of authority and you're not. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think a lot of these problems are coming from too. It just happens to be in these situations right now that we hear most about, minority driven as well. Mm-hmm. But there's still lots of stories of just, police brutality on all levels, those things. And I don't think that that's a reason for us to turn on the cops because they do serve a service. But there are lots of situations where you are the minority based upon what your economic background is. Yeah. And that's what provides, so anybody cannot have access to information and be what this character is, which happens to be black. If you live in a rural country or a rural area, then maybe you don't know how to say all of these things. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. But it doesn't.
And why label the person who is savvy to that the inner white girl?
I don't agree with that particular thing.
How about the well, I don't know what it would be, the inner bank savvy person.
And I get frustrated with those things too, because then that just, again, people don't see the satire in a bit like this. People see, that's what they're like. Mm-hmm. And that's when I get frustrated as a minority, is when people start to lump you all together and go that's not how you act.
Right.
And
if only she would act white,
yes.
she would be better.
Then I get tired from the other side, people going, well, you act white, that's why you're fine. And it's like, no, I just happen to have this particular background, and I've always had access to information because my mom, we came from, a background where we were still, like some other people, we were, on government assistance for a while and did all those things, and but I went to school and stuff, so it's, it's a matter of what your background is and how you have access to information. We still were in a position where I read a lot of books and I did a lot of things in school, and I was a big geek, and that's what we did. So it's not a black-white thing all the time with us. So when it gets thrown in my face from both directions, you kind of get to that, I can't win for losing. Mm-hmm. So it gets frustrating.
The president had that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not black enough.
Right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so when it's like, what is black enough, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm never enough of a particular thing. So I'm sorry, I'll put on a T-shirt. I'm clearly black, kind of thing. I'm not trying to hide it. I don't, there's no question. I'm very proud, of my, my heritage. But come on now, stop. Sometimes I'm also just Shannon.
Yeah.
So
weird.
Shannon
I never
responds
thought of
this
it that way.
way.
See, I've just thought of you as black.
Yeah, and that works. Kind of thing. I'll take that in certain cases.
And the hope is, as each generation comes and goes, like my son's son, it'll be less of an issue, one would hope. However,
right, and you never know.
I think this has broken all the bounds of, you watch this
show?
This show, absolutely. The black-white issue is so polarized, and you look at all the other minorities that have been here, Asians or Irish, and granted, we're talking countries versus skin color, but it's kind of the same thing. There's less of an assimilation and more of a battle that's forming. It seems to be increasing, and
I think having Obama as president has helped a lot.
I think it's helped a little. Not
I
as
think
much
it's
as I
helped a
hoped.
little. I
Yeah.
only think it helps a little because I almost feel like people are like, look, we gave you a present. Stop complaining.
Yeah.
And that is not the case either.
Yeah.
I'm still going to continue to ask for things.
Yeah.
And
don't we have a black female attorney general now?
Yeah.
Lynch?
And good on us.
Yeah.
Yes, continue. I'm not going to stop
But
complaining
here's
about stuff.
The problem is that the average black, I mean, not the average, but probably the more common. If you were to lump, Shannon is an exception. She is not. I'd say the way you were raised, the way you came from, the way your affect is not typical of. I would say, and I'm probably sounded.
You're digging a hole, but I want to see where this. I want to.
my chair over
I'm
here.
not sure what hole you're digging yet.
Well,
and
I
so
would
I
say
just want to wait.
if you
So-
could take the African American population in this country and aggregate them in terms of socioeconomic status and social issues, you are not typical for that. I just don't think you are. And now, granted, that's just in my experience. I can't put a stat to that. But I would say that those people continue to be disenfranchised, and part of the reason they can be disenfranchised is that the people who make attorney general, the people who make president, are not representative of that subgroup of black people.
I will give you part of that. Yes, I do think that part of the, when you say, well, the people are still there is still we are making up ground from a hole that was dug for us.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't even dug for you. Yeah, you were thrown in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think that is kind of a difference. I think that's also a difference that you find with Native Americans, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there is a difference with the with minorities in general, where we say, well, you can just pull yourself up, but it's like, but I am pulling myself up from a different position.
Exactly.
It's not like we all started with a level playing field.
Yeah.
So yes, it's going to take more time, and we do have to push harder. As women, as blacks, as minorities in general, I think that saying, well, everybody can is the same. We're not the same yet. It's not everybody's beige and all the beige people are all fighting for the same thing. It's not that way yet. So, yes, I'm going to sit there and go, no, you need to, when people say, are you asking for special treatment? It does appear like I'm asking for special treatment now, but that's because we're not to the point that we're all starting at the same, certain groups I think are still handicapped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and you bring up natives. That's an interesting one. That's a group that we often forget about because they're not as vocal about that. And when they say native rights, whatever, man. We're not. And you think of how we treated those people. It's horrible. Look at just a few blocks from here, White Earth, and it's abject poverty.
Right.
And for them.
So the devil's advocate says, look, the resources are there. Fix it. Stop making mistakes.
Yeah. No, well, there's that.
And
be a good father.
And there are
don't
people
be
that
an alcoholic.
are, but also showcase when people are good fathers and when they are that, and then when there are other people that are like me that are saying, no, here's the problem, then you have to honor that, and not just say, well, you guys are just complaining or throwing temper tantrums. No, I'm not, kind of thing. And I do want to be able to be represented in things, and I don't want it to, always be, wow, you're amazing, kind of thing. How did you manage to not do that? And then everybody else can do you. No, everybody didn't come from the same background as I am. And so some people are still starting from a negative position. It's going to take them longer to get there.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I got my master's degree, I took a class on community building and economics. And there's a really interesting author named Ruby K. Payne that talks about the book is titled "The Culture of Poverty," and that there are just cultures that are impoverished and generations of it, and it's less about the race and where they live and their station in life. And a good example would be casinos and throwing millions at Native American people who've grown up impoverished. Well, they still live with that focus on material items and big TVs and flashy cars, but not 401ks or getting college for their kids or
and
giving
know
back
how
to the
you
community.
change from I have a little bit of money in my pocket to a
Right.
Wealthy and growing
Right.
growing your thing, because I of course my mom she was like, well, I'm preparing my children for a particular thing, and that was something that my mom so it's the same thing as I just want my kid to be a little less crazy than I am. And so I try so I try really hard to go, okay, what can I do to not infect him with the crazy that I have?
Yeah.
And I think that wealth and education, all the things are like that. And you can still only do the best you can.
Right.
And everybody doesn't have the resources to make those good, choices and to be able to see what they have. But I also think that if you don't continue to complain and look for those positive role models, they go, well, look, we gave you the Cosbys 10 years ago.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
need to relax.
Yeah.
And so,
And even Bill Cosby was very vocal about, you guys got to start fixing yourself and stop complaining.
right, kind of thing. And I kind of go, well, I think we need to start fixing ourselves and continue to complain
Yeah.
is what I go. Those of us that are in a position to complain, I'm going to continue to complain and try and provide resources so that people can fix themselves as well. So you do have to pull yourself up, but you also have to have the opportunity to pull yourself up and not continue to be slapped down and go, you should be happy with what you already have.
Yeah.
So don't tell me I should just be satisfied because I have a black president now.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, who's the next one?
Right.
Is there is there another potentially black president? Is there another black president on deck?
First,
maybe,
we have to
maybe
get
not.
the woman in there,
Yeah.
and then we'll...
So I just feel like I'm at that position right now as a double minority that I'm continually be telling, it'll take some time. Wait your turn. I'm not waiting my turn. I'm going to continue to complain.
Yeah.
So yes, I might be one of the people that has a shot at it. Thank you. I guess I'll put it on my letter jacket. But I'm going to continue to, I'm doing fine, but I'm going to continue to complain as well, and you're just going to have to deal with it. So.
Yep. Well, the Bill Cosby thing is interesting because before his fall from grace,
Yes.
as a serial rapist,
he was definitely a role model and a voice that was listened to.
Well, but in general, I would say the black population rejected him. I think whites liked him a lot more than blacks for his argument about what black people should do, and it was very on point. I think he absolutely made sense.
Well, and I think you even go farther back if you're looking for black role models in television, because even if we go to, are you guys familiar with Antonio Fargas? Most people, okay, because he was Huggy Bear. He was a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But he was also Huggy Bear.
Yeah.
And Antonio Fargas, who was in a lot of what were considered blaxploitation movies, but he was a classically trained actor that was doing Shakespeare and theater, and then these roles came up. And a lot of people rallied against him as well, because at the time, those were the roles, and he was just trying to be, a working actor. And people, it was another one of those you can't win for losing, and it really polarized the community, because people were like, well, I can finally come home and see someone who looks like me on television, even though it's Huggy Bear. But at least it was somebody that was on TV and in those movies, and he was doing some fantastic roles there. But he also gave back to the community a lot and tried to encourage, youth programs. And that's what he does now, is he spends a lot of times going around and traveling and getting, youth involved in theater and acting and trying and doing a lot of those programs. But it was the same thing, as that white people looked at him from a particular way. Black people were kind of divided on whether it was a good thing or a bad thing that he was on television.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you went with Huggy Bear, because you had Harry Belafonte, who actually being a singer, but also
I just went with
very vocal with rights and.
Right, and I just went with one of the persons that in my mind was one of the most, at that particular time period, was the most visible on television. I think on, maybe not in as many movies, but on TV, he was a weekly reoccurring character.
This guy had his own show, Nat King Cole. And again, one of those guys that I'm sure a lot of people went, well, he doesn't sound black or scary.
Right.
Somewhere along the way, the lyrics for that Nat King Cole song, written by my cousin. I'm not kidding. Yeah, my cousin wrote lyrics for To Whom It May
You're
Concern.
like quasi-famous.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that things didn't change faster.
Yeah.
Considering we had Nat King Cole, that we had Harry Belafonte.
Yeah.
I'm surprised things didn't change faster.
I'm not. I mean, you always hope that things change faster, but...
Well, they were mainstream, though. That's the interesting thing. I mean, you look at, like, a lot of the famous black artists now, they're their own niche. They've changed. We've morphed over to, DJ-style music and that kind of thing. But these guys were mainstream music singing.
And still had to stay in a different hotel and still had to sit at a different
Isn't
counter.
that incredible?
But then I also think that there's some things about mainstream that, what's the definition of mainstream? I mean, if you go for what we used to consider niche formats, hip-hop, if you start that as a niche format, had the longest run, and became mainstream, and because it had like a 35-year run, and all these other niche formats didn't necessarily have that. So
yeah. And Sammy, my cousin Sammy, wrote many of these lyrics. That's pretty cool. So he didn't write his own lyrics.
I'm sorry, I'm just watching Nat King Cole.
Rip off.
He just got mesmerized.
I did.
He's like the Britney Spears of his time. He didn't write his own lyrics.
No, he's not.
He didn't write his own lyrics. What a loser.
The guy was so cool, and he had a quiet strength. He was not vocal. Huh. All right. Well, I really brought the show off course. I'm sorry.
Thanks so much for
Never
that.
off course. We took a slight
the
detour.
First Lady had I thought, a very poignant graduation speech. On the same night, Saturday Night Live was doing, I thought, a very racist skit. I'm like, what a weird world we live in. And
one step forward, two steps back.
yeah, I guess so. Well, unfortunately, we've killed more than an hour.
Yeah,
you guys
we
got
have.
places to go and things to do, I guess, right?
Yes.
I was trying to find here's Brianna, our guest on Wednesday, and we'll bump out with some of her music, I guess. Oh,
my city, so tall and so pretty. I am
so there you go. She's singing about Minneapolis.
than I am in the wild. Unite such a noise.
And she'll be singing right here at the Alive and Social Studios on Wednesday. All right.
Love it.
Who do we have
Lovely.
tomorrow? Who do we have tomorrow?
That's, I'm just putting Brianna in the calendar because I know they have her.
That's Wednesday.
So
tomorrow we have Patty
Peterson.
Oh, lovely.
Also a musician.
Have you ever met her?
I haven't.
Legendary Minnesota singer from a Minnesota family. So
Yeah.
she'll be on the show tomorrow. All right. Sorry about being late, guys.
No, so we'll just start, fingers crossed, knocking on wood that you have a much less chaotic day tomorrow.
Yes. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Be safe, everyone. Happy Monday. Don't let it kill you.
Yeah, TwinCitiesHitShow.com or at Cities Hit Show.
All righty then.
Thanks for listening.